Namaste and welcome to class. Thank you for sitting with undivided attention with me. And today's class is about ego pruning. I was in the garden a few days ago, and it was a sector of the garden very thick with a lot of branches and a lot of weeds and a lot of trees and so on, and I need to cut it. And Matthew and I start cutting all this. And at the end, it was all so clear, and the air was flowing, and more light. It feels so much pretty and full of life. And I thought, oh, I should have had a camera and depicting the ego pruning. So what that could be in terms of the mind, in terms of your own ego. Then I thought, okay, number one, we need to be very clear that you do have a healthy ego. It's the one that gives you the individuality. It's the one that is able to perceive, I am not the chair, I'm not the plants, I'm not this garnet, I am me. I have a name, right? And that without that you cannot function in the world of form. You do need that. So don't attack that. Don't attack your own individuality. Don't attack your own sense of self. The problem is when that sense of self thinks that is more important than everything else. It's more important than your higher self, that part of you that doesn't change. It's more important than anybody else. It's more important than God itself, that it knows everything and it should ride and direct your life. That's when the moment when you start suffering, because suffering at the end is that when you walk away from yourself. The more close you are to yourself, the more at peace you are. And when you are established in yourself, when nothing moves you out of yourself, when you have been soft and convinced that yeah, there is no other place for me to be happier than in myself, then you don't suffer. You have peace. You may have the sensations of certain experiences. You are not, you're not invulnerable to the pain of others. You're not. You can cry, you can laugh, you can feel as part of being in the form. But that is not suffering. That is just the simple sensations that are pleasant or unpleasant to the physical form. So to prune the ego, then you have to consider, so what is it that the ego don't like? What is it that my ego doesn't like? Which is for everybody, it's not only you. Everybody have the same thing. The ego, number one, take note, the ego don't like to be seen as imperfect, right? It doesn't like to be seen with faults. That's why it works so hard to be perfect. You work so hard to have the minimum faults in your life, which is impossible, because without the faults you don't learn. So, but the ego have that sense. If I am seen with any fault, oh my God, what a shame, terrible, what a disgrace, what a horrible thing, right? So that's that's one thing, and we have experience and study that contraction of the self that no, I cannot go into the world and show my gifts. I cannot speak freely without thinking that I will be hurting others. I cannot dress the way I wanted because what others are going to say, or it's not the latest fashion, or etc. Right? That, so you put all this mask that at the end is just going to constrict you so hard that you cannot breathe. Right? So that's one thing. You create a false cave that keep you isolated. So if you have that sense that I feel alone, I don't feel connected, I don't know how to connect with others, I feel awkward in front of others, that's the ego at play. Because you are creating a division between the other and you. You have that sense that I should not be seen. And the result is that sense of awkwardness. How I am going to be with you and be comfortable if inside say, don't show yourself, you'll show yourself. You'll feel awkward. You'll feel that not comfortable in your skin. Right? So the second thing the ego doesn't like is to connect. Connect to everything and all different levels of frequencies. What I mean is connect to the part of you that is sad. Connect to the part of you that is handicapped. Connect to the part of you that is proud. Connect to the part of you that is angry. And of course that in reflection to your outside relationships. Just connection is a bad word for the ego, right? Because he have to show, because he have to come out, because he have to give something. But in the moment that you give, truly, you have to open the door of your heart. And when you open the door of your heart, the other can see you. Because the way you give, what often you give, immediately say who you are. The very core of who you are. The one that doesn't change, which is eternally generous, eternally giving. So, connection and giving. No. The ego only gives in its terms, at its time, to the ones that he thinks it deserves, and in the amount they think that the other deserves, as well as you. It only gives you, okay, I only have half an hour in the morning for myself. What is that? Yes, you may have half an hour to meditate, but you have the whole entire 24 hours for yourself. Because every activity that you're doing it from the pleasure of connecting to life, to your work, to your partner, to your children, to your family. So the ego is not generous. You are generous, but the ego is not. But the ego gives in her or his terms. Right? The ego don't receive either. It refuses to be seen as weak, as vulnerable, as a student of life. The ego is all-knowing. So what is it that I need to receive? See, one of my biggest challenges as a teacher is to see how much people are suffering, to see what they need, and to try to offer something that they can see that they need. But most of the time, especially here in the north, they say, you need help. Oh, no, I am fine. I am fine. Even in movies, They are at war, and they get a bullet in the leg, and the partner goes, "Are you okay?" You say, yes, I am fine." You are not fine. You need help. And it's not because you are weak, or because you are nothing, or because you are stupid, or because you're not strong. It's because you will have to open your heart to receive the other. We come back to connection, right? So I only receive from life, or see what life gives me, with imperfections. And this is interesting, because life is abundantly giving everything that you need when you need it. But you always want something more. You say, "No, I don't want this boyfriend. I don't want this job. This is not this." And it's an eternal satisfaction, because you're not accepting what are you being given. But that's part of the ego pruning. Just accept what life gives you. It's perfect in itself. Accept what your partner is, what your children are. You don't need to craft it and modify anybody for you to have a sense of, it has to be my way to receive and to give. The other one, that conversation that the ego gives you, and that needs to be pruned for sure, is that make you feel that is something wrong with you, that you are impure, that you are not perfect the way you are, and you enter them into kind of fixing mode. And that is simply an avoidance to accept your uniqueness. Because nobody in creation is like you. You don't have any point of references. You have to go into that non-changing aspect of yourself and see your own qualities that are manifested in the form, but are a little bit beyond the form. They are even more intimately, because the form is limited and only can express in a limited way the incredible, immeasurable qualities that we do have inside. So the idea that you are impure, or that you are imperfect, or that you are incomplete is a total conversation of the ego. It's someone whispering in there, "Oh, you should fix yourself, you should be better, you should be this." That's the ego. Prune that. Take the scissors and prune that. When you prune that, the ego may give you a counter conversation, and it says, "You're not powerful. You cannot do that. You're not powerful. You're too sensitive. You're too vulnerable. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna destroy. If you open, if you connect, if you show up, you're gonna be destroyed." So it have a play with a game with your power. It goes in your third chakra, say you're not powerful. You cannot manifest things. You're too poor. You're too ignorant. You don't have friends. You don't have the ways. Maybe in 6 months. But really, that conversation shut down your chakra system. Because the power system is the wheels of power that transform from the non-form to form. They have that exchange. It's the subtle anatomy in you that is running your form, that is giving energy to the form, that it have all the mysteries, that it has all the power of creation. So what happens is, because the chakras are aligned to your organs, your kidneys start to slow down, your organs start to feel ill or not working in the same amount of energy in each one, right? Let's say you have your stomach functioning a lot, but the liver is not. So it's like all the instruments in an orchestra start to work in different tones. Then, yeah, you can live, but you are not in your full strength, power, and vitality that creation have gave you. So pruning the ego is to cut your idea of pain, your idea of isolation, your idea that you are not strong enough. And to make a simple test, here your homework. Number 1, don't take yourself too seriously, because the ego don't like to smile. The ego likes to be, in charge, serious, superior. Or, poor me, I cannot do it. Have pity for me. So your homework is to keep your smile in situations you don't like. When you're happy, yes, you can smile to others, I'm so happy, and so on. But if you're talking in your head and you go to the corner store and somebody say, hi, how are you? I'm fine. You don't give the contact, you don't give the presence, you don't give the discharge of your power to that person, which is you. Hope this is helpful. Keep your smile. That's a way of showing your own strength. The weak is the one that loses his smile in any discomfort. And the powerful is the one that keeps his smile no matter what. Take note, and I will see you in our next class. Bye for now. Namaste and thank you.